Yellow, and welcome into See You Next Tuesday. I have the highly fucking requested Miss Garbage Girl. I have got Natalie in today. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
I was telling her when we answered the call, it's so weird that you're not here in my disgusting apartment because no one else knows this, but I'm a fucking disaster mess. It's not cute. But hi, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
I'm so good. Actually, I'm not so good. I have so much anxiety. I'm like almost dying, but that's for another day. It's so funny though how people ask you how you are and the automatic response is like, I'm great. Thank
Like,
you
I'm
so much
totally
for
fine. Yeah.
I'm so fine. I haven't been having panic attacks at 3 a.m. and almost calling 911, but I'm totally fine. Thank you for asking.
I'm not drinking a bottle of tequila every day. No, it's totally fine.
That would
Because I am.
fucking
Because
kill
I
me.
am.
I would literally be like topless on the street if I drank that much
Oh,
tequila.
we've gotten there. We've gotten there a few times. So just
I
welcome to
wouldn't
my
be
life.
there for that. Miss
Just
being
come
able
on
to
in.
go out and like drink and such times. Like that night we went to the bar and I
Yeah.
literally all of a sudden just had to leave because it all hit me at one point because I
Yeah.
drank like 14 glasses of wine that night.
Yeah. And I was on like my third bottle and I was like, I don't know why she's drunk. Weird.
It's so strange how that happened.
So strange.
So you are highly requested, one, because you're incredible. Another thing I get all the live long day, and I don't know if you want people to know this, but they want to follow you. They want to like follow you on Instagram. They want to know who you are. They're obsessed with you, like completely.
I mean, I don't care. If they want to, that's fine. Oh, did I lose you?
No, you're back. It said your
Okay.
name for a second, but here you are.
Cool. Right.
Where can everybody follow you at?
It is my name, probably really hard for people to spell, Natalie underscore Vermilio on Insta.
Okay,
But
beautiful.
that's it.
Okay.
They can just
Uh,
go to your page and like scroll through the Natalie's.
find the just type in Natalie and see what comes
Just
up.
type in Natalie and find it.
Wait, why didn't they think to do that?
I don't know.
Hmm, I don't know. So everybody wants to know. They want an update on what were we calling him?
Aquaman?
Aquaman. Yes. So I just re-listened to a little tidbit of our last episode where you were live texting. So everybody wants to
Yes.
know kind of like what happened, what the situation. Are we still seeing Aquaman? Like, what is the
Mm,
sitch?
so, no, we're not.
Okay. What happened? What did he
um,
initially respond to the
so
text?
Well, after that, God, I don't even remember what that text was. It was
He was
something
starting
about,
to be distant and you were
okay.
over it and you were just like, what's going on with us, basically?
Um, okay. So, I mean, he was initially like, he was super apologetic and he was like, I'm really sorry. Just work has been crazy. I didn't know you felt that way. Blah, blah, blah. I'll try to be better. Yada, yada, yada. So it
Famous
was like
last words.
famous last words.
I'll try to be. I didn't realize. Let me let
Oh,
me
I
let
didn't
me work
know.
on it. Oh my
Let me
god.
work on it.
I'll be better.
I'll be better for you. So that was in like February at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And so then like things were fine for a while. I was I went out to New York for work and we got shut down because of the pandemic.
Yep. Happy 2020.
So happy 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like directly in the middle of March. And he was initially supposed to come visit me in New York the weekend after we got shut down, but because of quarantine and whatnot,
Yeah.
um, he canceled his trip. I was like, oh, well, since you're quarantined, I'm quarantined. Why don't I just come down by you for however long?
Yeah. That's a logical. Like
Yeah.
we now have time.
Yeah.
You're
Like to
always
actually,
working. He's always doing something. The whole world has shut down. There ain't no excuse, Aquaman.
right. So initially he was like, well, how long do you plan on coming for? And I was like, well, you tell me, it's your place. Like, I don't know what your deal is. Like, I can always just go back to Tennessee and spend time with my family. And
Yeah.
um, he was like, well, how about like Thursday or Friday? So a week, basically. I was flying in on Sunday. And I was like, okay, that's fine. He was like, well, because of the shutdown, like my ex-wife is still working and I'm not, so I need to go pick up my kids and have my kids, and she wants to do it on Thursday or Friday. Great, no problem.
Okay.
So I like, all right, that's like 5 days, 6 days, like,
Yeah.
sure. So I get in on Sunday afternoon, and mind you, I haven't seen him for a month, and like communication with us has been like very,
Yeah.
that was right after the whole texting thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I get there, and he was like, "Oh, well, my friends are having a barbecue. Like, do you mind if we go?" And I was like, "Cool. I just got off a flight. Like,
Also,
I
like,
guess."
hey, pandemic, should we really
Well,
be going to a barbecue?
like that's the thing. Nobody. It was like day one of like shutdown, and no one was taking it seriously. It was
Got
also
it.
the day before St. Patrick's Day, so it was
Oh,
kind of
oh,
like,
this was like when we really didn't
yeah,
know. When we were like, should
yeah.
we? Is this weird that I'm
Is
scared? Is
this? I
this? Am
mean,
I supposed
I've
to?
been I've been
Yeah.
hanging out with my friends all week, so what's the
What's the
problem?
difference? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I get it, and a part of me was kind of like, I've just been like traveling all day. Like the last thing I really want to do is go to a barbecue. But
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So
I would have been so
whatever week.
pissed.
I
I would have been
was just
like,
like,
no, no,
I
we
was just
can't.
like, I was like, whatever, man. I'm here for like a week. No big deal. Like, I'll suck it up. We're probably going to be in the house like the rest of the time, anyways. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
So we go, and one of the things I realized is he is not good at like holding his liquor.
Oh.
Not like it's just hit, like he gets drunk really fast.
But then if like you know that, just
I know.
you kind of
And
gotta you just pace and then get to
pace.
that point at the end of the night when you're about to go home if you really want to get to that.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, the barbecue we were going to was one of his work friends who these people he just met because he had just moved down there. So he's only known them for like maybe a few months.
So then it wasn't like he was that even obligated to go.
Right. And it was one of the work friends like daughter's 3-year-old birthday party. So it was basically all a barbecue for work people, and then because nobody else had kids. It was just the little girl.
Okay.
Okay.
Here's your
Okay.
birthday party with all adults. Happy birthday, kid.
Right. Well, so there's one of the mom's friends was there dressed like a total white trash slut, wearing like a tutu.
A tutu? The
Well, it
mom?
was a little, no, the mom's friend, because it was a little girl's like unicorn birthday party.
Okay.
Yeah, but think like
How old?
bartender, no, think like bartender at like not quite a Hooters, not quite a Tilted Kill, but like kind of,
Got it.
right. Okay.
I'm there.
Okay. So she had on like this skimpy tank top, this little tutu with like booty shorts underneath it, like knee-high socks, like very like, look, I'm gonna be a fun kid. Ha ha ha. Giggle, giggle, tits in the face. That kind of thing.
Giggle, giggle. I know I look incredible and this is highly inappropriate, but fucking look at me.
But also like not a pretty person, just like, 10 pounds of eyelashes falling off in the wind, that kind, like bleach blonde hair extensions coming through. Like, I
Got
know I'm
it.
sounding very judgy, but I'm just trying to paint a picture.
If you could spend a day in my head.
Just trying to paint a picture.
Literally some days I'm like, why? Why we judge? Stop that.
I just,
Just let
I'm
people be,
just,
Katie.
I'm just trying to be like the most descriptive as possible, so
No,
all the audience can
you should
understand.
see though what I'm seeing in my head. I've got
Oh,
like a literal like half party, half adults. Like
yeah,
you're in like a white tank top and jeans and
yeah,
like a gold necklace. And
yeah.
it's got like a little V here and you can like see your boobs. Maybe you're wearing a black bra. And then I don't know what
That's,
this guy looks like, but I know what he looks like in my head. And now I've
yeah,
got white trash unicorn bimbo.
yeah.
So the whole party looks great in my head. This is a TV show, so continue.
So, um, so like I noticed a couple times, like she was also the girl who would like bend over to get a beer out of the cooler, and I would constantly catch him checking out her ass. And then finally it got to the point where I was just like, dude, really? Can you just not
Yeah,
in front of me?
yeah.
Not in front of me.
Wait until I'm
Like,
like looking away. Like don't like do it because then at a certain point I'm like, are we playing a game? Are you wanting me to notice this? Are you trying to get a rise out of me? What is this? Because I don't fucking like it.
and I was like, if that's the case, like, why'd I even come here? Like, you could fucking just like take her, man. Like, I don't even care.
Yeah.
So we didn't get into a fight about it. He was just like, she was just in front of me. Like, how could I not look? And I was like, you could turn your head,
Yeah.
look down. Like, there's
Avert your eyes.
multiple ways that you could literally not check out this chick's ass directly in front of my face. It'd be one thing if you were like, oh my God, dude, babe, check out this chick. Like,
That's the way to do it. Because I
right.
also want to look at her ass. So if we do it together and it's a team activity, it's less bothersome to me.
Or it's like, can you believe this? Like, maybe let's be a little judgy. Like, can you believe this chick wearing this to a fucking party?
Or that, yes.
Like, and now she's trying to like bend over in front of all the guys, like purposefully in front of all the guys.
Well, but like she clearly knew her crowd.
Right, but they're all married.
Oh.
So
Well, she was maybe she just has low self-esteem. She's trying
very much
to
so.
get a moment for herself, you know?
Probably.
Yeah.
So anyways, that happens and he gets like all, because he's getting drunk, like gets all offended, not offended by it, but like, okay, well then I guess we'll just go home. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really care. Just stop doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's all.
Just don't look at her ass. We're good.
That's all. So anyway, so we get back to his
Stay
house,
here,
like
but
hang out, have dinner, fuck, whatever, go to bed, and wake up in the morning. And he gets up at like 5 a.m. and I got up at like,
Jesus Christ.
yeah,
What is Aqua Man doing?
it's like working out and all that shit. Makes
Oh
coffee. Like,
my God.
he's also in the military, so like I think they just
That's right.
right.
That's right.
Right.
Okay.
So anyways, so he gets up and I think I finally rolled out of bed at like maybe 7 or 7:30, which is still very early for me. I'm a 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. or like,
yeah. I'm not gonna be up at 7:30. Fuck that.
I like go to like lay on the couch because I was still like, I don't even know why the fuck I'm up, but okay. And he goes, hey, so
oh no.
you're gonna have to leave today. And I was like,
what?
then I woke up. I was like, I don't need any coffee anymore. I was like, excuse me? He was like, yeah, so my ex just informed me that she's bringing the girls down tonight and I need to go pick them up and you can't be here when they're here.
Why didn't
So,
he say to her, like, hey, we discussed next week and I have a guest here. I can't do it. Is there anything else we could do?
so I was like, well, is that like the only option? Like, maybe I could leave tomorrow or another, like, I mean, I know my flight's on Thursday and today's Monday, but like, I don't, I don't know how much it's going to cost to change my flight. Like,
Yeah.
seriously? And he was like, well, I don't want to like push her buttons and, you know, to the point where she won't let me see the girls and she doesn't have anybody to watch them while she goes to work. So like she was able to like get off work for the day so she could drive them down here, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And I was like, there's got to be a better solution, dude. You're like leaving me, like you're hanging me out to dry.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, I feel really bad, but like all of this is like fucking with my life and my career and my this and me that. And I was like, okay, understood. But also understand that it's happening to the entire world.
Yeah.
And everybody, like, I'm not working. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when I'm going to work again.
Yeah.
I'm
And now
like,
you're asking
now,
me to pay a bunch of money to change my fucking flight.
right. And I was like, and I don't know how much it's going to cost and like what the deal is. And it's now 8 a.m. You're asking me to leave. Like the next flight out is at 1. Like I have to leave in a few hours. So I literally won't even have been here for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And if that
That's
were the
fucking
case,
ridiculous. I would have like said no.
well, I was like, if that were the case, like I just wouldn't have come. And I was like, can you not, like, what's the real problem? And he was like, well, I just don't, you know, I live in a 2-bedroom. I just don't think there's going to be room and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, can you at least ask your ex-wife if it's okay? I was like, did you even know I'm here actually? And he was like, well, I'll just ask her. I'll just like, I guess I'll just tell her. So he asked her and she
He
sent
is
this like,
dramatic.
yeah, she sent like this scathing text message back to him like, how dare you have some random girl at your house with where my kids are going to be? If that's all you're going to do, then I'm not bringing him. And that was basically what he was afraid of. And I was just like, okay, so I'm like literally out of options. My options are either to go get a hotel, which is going to cost just as much money,
Mm-hmm.
or just pay to change my flight. Turned out it didn't cost me that much to change my flight. So I was like, whatever. So changed my flight, got on a flight in like 2 hours from then because I was like, fuck you, I'm not waiting till like 9 o'clock at night to hang out and do nothing. I was like, if I need to leave, I'm on the next flight out.
Well, also, I would have been too upset to like
I was I
want
was
to
in
hang out.
shock.
Yeah.
I was like in shock. I was
The
just like, I
audacity to
exactly.
have you spend money to fly, to spend time, arrive, no alone time was spent. You go to a party where he is absolutely rude and disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
You maybe
Hmm.
have 25 minutes together, go to sleep, and then he's like, that is, did he ever like text again after that? Like when you
Like,
got home, like did he text you or was he ever apologetic? Like,
I mean, yeah, I mean, we texted, but it was never anything like, I'm so sorry, I feel horrible. Like, it was nothing
that
like that.
didn't happen?
Mm-mm.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So,
I am so shocked. This is not every time I think that I know. I thought you were just gonna be like, yeah, you know, things fizzled out. This is like, what the fuck?
so it's great. It's great.
This
It's my life.
isn't fair. I'm like spitting. I'm like,
Okay, so then we go like we continue on like talk like texting and talking. But remember I told you in the beginning, like when we first started talking, we were on the phone like every day.
yeah. And he was like
Okay.
the I love yous and the I miss yous and like all of this and it was amazing and the FaceTimes and the sexting and the this and the that and la
And
la
then
la
that
la.
and
La.
then that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically I got back, I came up to Tennessee, and I basically have been in Tennessee for like almost the entire quarantine,
Mm-hmm.
by the way. Um for a good solid like or immediately after, like no phone calls, hardly any texting, um barely any communication when we did text. None of the other, like he got very complacent, very like in his own depressive, self-loathing, self whatever,
Mm-hmm.
deprecating, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally called him on it and I was like, this is like pointless.
Yeah.
You sit at home all day with your kids. You guys don't do anything. There's no reason we can't be on the phone. There's no
Mm-hmm.
reason we can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, like, what do you want from me? And I was like, I'm literally telling you.
Nothing.
Okay. No, you know what? Nothing. So one of the other things was like with his ex-wife, basically was like, I don't want you meeting, or I don't want my kids meeting some random like female stranger that I don't know and I haven't met yet, and blah blah blah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a
Which
few
is
weeks.
understandable from her point. But
Absolutely.
in his life, you aren't random. And if he had told her when he started talking to you, this wouldn't be that strange. You know what I mean?
Well, he did tell her,
Oh.
like I was like he was dating me, and like apparently she knew all about me.
Oh.
So then over the course of like 2 weeks, like he and I were texting, and he texted me something that was meant for his ex-wife. And it wasn't bad. It was basically like, I told you he was supposed to go visit me in New York.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh yeah, I canceled my trip to go see my parents, blah blah blah. And I was like, wait a minute. So first of all, I was like, that wasn't for me. He was like, oh yeah, sorry, that was for my ex-wife. And I was like, trip to see your parents? Were you going? And I didn't know. He was like, no, I was to go see you. I just told her I was going to see my parents because I knew she would give me shit if I didn't take that time to go visit my kids. And I was just like, okay, so that's bizarre. Like the fact that you can't even, okay, that's weird.
Yeah. Like if she knew all about you and it was
Right.
fine, then you wouldn't need to lie about it. So
Right.
what is going on with this girl? Like if they are not together, shouldn't he let him go?
That's what I kept saying. I was like, it feels like there's some like unresolved issues between you two. She might still be in love with you. You may not be in love with her, but there's a lot of clinging and hanging on with her
Mm-hmm.
that like is
They don't
insane.
have sex, do they?
No,
Okay.
no. So then like another week goes by and something had there, the same barbecue that we went to, the same people that had the barbecue had another barbecue. Now this is in the middle of COVID, right? And he was like, yeah, I'm going to take the girls over to their house and they have little kids so my kids can play with his kids. And
Yeah.
I was like, cool. So like we talk about it the next day and I was like, yeah, so I guess like your ex-wife was cool with that, but not cool with me meeting them, because here's what the story is with that. He takes them to this barbecue and
Mhm.
the wife used to be a elementary school teacher, and she was like, oh, if you need help like with me tutoring the kids, bring them over like every day this week so we can get caught up on their schoolwork,
Mhm.
because he was having problems with it.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I'm going to take the girls there every day and they're going to go hang out at their house and she's going to babysit and all this shit. And I was like, so your ex-wife is cool with that? And he was like, oh, well, I'm just not telling her. And I told the girls not to tell her. And I was like, so it was cool that you could not tell your ex-wife about something that benefits you,
Mhm. But
but you couldn't lie about.
me.
Got it.
Okay.
So ever since that happened, that was only like a few weeks after I left, we kind of just like fizzled out. And it turned out to be that he just like kind of stopped like saying, yeah, I love you. He stopped really having like conversations,
Mhm.
and it just turned into like, hey, how's your day going? Great. How's yours going? Cool. Let me see your tits. Like kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, okay, so that's all it is. It's
Right.
just sex.
Right.
And I kind of was like, who knows when I'm ever going to see you again? This is pointless for me. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not interested in this.
Yeah.
I am not interested one bit.
Were you hurt
So,
at all, or like you were
no,
so over it that it was
I was
you were able to
so,
detach?
so detached at this point.
Mhm.
And then we kind of got into like a little bit of an argument um, towards the end of March, early June. And they finally were starting work with, uh, like I said, he's in the military. So, and he teaches a class.
Mhm.
So they were about to start teaching a class. Well, the weekend before it started, this is his thing. He goes out and gets so shit faced on the weekends to the point where he is completely incommunicative. And it's not because he's doing anything, it's because he gets so hungover, and then he'll sleep all day, get up in the afternoon, they'll start pre-partying and drink for like 12 hours, which
Oof.
again,
Yeah.
I've been there, I've done that. I still kind of do it sometimes, but
Mhm.
when you do it like every weekend, it's like it's a problem.
Yeah.
Or it's a problem for me, like when you're not prioritizing your time with me, because it's just not a big deal. Like
Yeah.
he got very complacent, and it was like, yeah, you were married for like what, 11 years or something, and that must have been how your marriage was, but like this isn't how it is for me. Like
Right. You need
this just,
more.
I need more.
Yeah.
And so we
And
kind of
it's
got into a
not
fight about it.
that much to ask.
No. So he started his class, and I sent him this last message in like the first weekend of June, and I basically like laid it out on the table, like how I felt and like how I felt it was coming on from his end. And he never texted me back at
Wow.
all. And then Father's Day, so like 3 weeks had gone by. Father's Day, I messaged him just to say happy Father's Day, because I was like, I'm gonna be nice.
Yeah.
And he picked up that phone so fast, acted like nothing happened. Hey baby, I miss you. How are you? How's everything going? I'm so happy to hear from you.
And how
Uh
long had it been?
3 weeks.
And he didn't respond to your last message.
Uh-uh. So
The ball was in his court. Why didn't he just? That's so strange.
so a few days go by. I Father's Day was a Sunday, and I'm talking like he's calling me on the phone like it was in the very beginning every day. And I was actually in Cape Cod at the time working on my sister's house, and I was leaving on Thursday morning. So Friday or Wednesday night before I left, I just sent him a selfie, basically something like this. Like I'm
Yeah.
fully clothed, no makeup on. I just got done painting something. I was like all done for the day, like whatever
Yeah.
bullshit.
Mhm.
So I wake up in the morning to a barrage of messages from him like, hey, I'm not trying to start shit or anything, but it looks like this message was intended for somebody else. Like you took it a long time ago and all this other shit. And I was like, let me rub the shit out of my eyes before I go on my fucking rant because I'm about to snap.
Let me
And
wake up.
let me wake the fuck up before
Oh my God.
so I just like sent him this massive message and he calls me and he was like, so what's the problem? And I was like, you tell me what the problem is. First of all, I texted you a photo that I took last night. There is no like previous timestamp
Yeah.
from another, like that's not how text messages work.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about? So we were on the phone as I'm like packing to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like on fire. I was like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. You ghosted me. You made it very clear what your intentions were. You were done.
Yeah.
I'm done. Like,
Yeah.
and for you to completely act like nothing's changed, nothing happened. You ghosted me. We're done. Like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Yeah. Like, why would I
And
return back when especially after all this shit? Like, there's just been you made me go home after flying fucking out to you. Are you fucking kidding me?
yeah. So
Fuck you,
then for
dude.
like the next month, like he continued to act like nothing happened. Like, hey, how's your day? How's everything going? And then like finally a couple weeks ago, he like snapped at me. He was like, I've been trying, I've been this. And I said, trying for what? I told you we are done.
Yeah.
I told you, you made it clear to me in early June
Mm-hmm.
when you did not respond to me for 3 weeks. Done.
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
No, I do not do that.
And then even if not, don't just try to go back into normal mode. Come back and say, hey, I fucked up. I didn't know how to handle the ending there, but I would like to try again if you're willing. Don't just try to start it up again and then yell at me when I'm not receptive when you've been a complete dick.
Right. And that was the thing. Like he wasn't even it wasn't even a like, I'm really sorry I did this. He was like, well, I didn't know how to respond to that message. And I was like, okay, your lack of response was a response.
Yeah.
Very clear.
Yeah. Action
Plain
speaks
as
so
day.
much louder than words, and there were no
Right.
words, so that's a
There were
big
no
action.
words. So
Like,
and he was like, well, what do you expect me to say? What do you expect me to this? And I was like, it
I'm
doesn't matter. It's
sorry.
done. It's done. It's over with. Like you could like if you didn't want to fight, you could have been like, I don't want to fight. Like let's figure this out. But you not responding is done. So for the last like month or like when did I come back? I came back out here right after the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
He's been texting me like back to normal. And I finally at one point told him, I was like, I don't know why you're doing this. Like, we are not together.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, so I'm not worth it. And I was like, dude,
No.
we basically dated for like 3 months. Calm down.
Yeah. But
Like
also,
what
no, you are not worth it. You
also
had me come out to you and then had me go home.
he was and then he tried like spinning it all on me, being like, oh well, ever since you came out to visit me, I feel like you've had like a bitter taste in my mouth and in your mouth. And I was like, because I was there for less than 24 hours because you fucking made me go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pissed. Yeah, we never talked about it. Yeah, you apologized, but your apology was so unempathetic. Like there was no you did not feel sorry.
Right. You
And
just
he was like,
had to do it and say, have an apology.
yeah. And I said, and honestly, it's not even that. I said, it's more the fact that you were so willing to lie for yourself
Mm-hmm.
to get, to have somebody else watch your kids when you lied to me, telling me that your ex-wife wouldn't be comfortable with your kids meeting me. And, now I'm like, I don't know what to believe. And I don't want to sit here and second guess it. And I'm not going, and I don't have to. The
Yeah.
better part of it, I don't have to.
Right.
So we're done. We
Yeah.
are done.
Yeah.
And he finally stopped texting me like 2 weeks ago.
And he still tried after that, even after you said all of that?
Mm-hmm.
How? In what world? If I got a
Delusional.
message like that, I would not then be like, you know what I'm gonna do?
I'm gonna
Trying.
keep trying.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Oh yeah.
No.
He said something like, he was like, oh, so I'm replaceable. And I was like, dude, everyone's fucking replaceable. Yes,
Yeah.
you are. He was like, oh wow. Like, God, do you know how that makes me feel? And I was like, do you know how everything you've done to me makes me feel? I was like,
I can't get over the flight situation. Like
I
that
can
itself
I
is
can't either.
so much that he has no no
He
skin in this game.
he
Right?
literally
Is that
has
what he's
no
saying?
yeah, it
Is that
makes
a
sure.
saying? Did I
Sure.
make that up?
Like he literally has no concept of how shocking. Like when I tell people this story, they're like, wait a minute, what? And I'm
I,
like, no,
I,
seriously.
I did not think I didn't even think that was possible.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that to somebody. Like, I can't.
Well, and that was the other thing. Like we were talking, like, well, in one of our fights, like more recent fights, I was like, I am not a priority. I will never be a priority ever. And I said, and that's fine. Like, I get your kids and yourself need to be, but I was like, I feel like you also prioritize your ex-wife and her
Mm-hmm.
feelings
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want it to fuck up like your relationship with your kids. And again, like I understand that, but at the same time, you are bending over backwards for this lady
Yeah.
who you guys have been divorced for like 3 years.
And he's done nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
has he even gone to see you? Hasn't it been you
Just
flying to
that,
see him most of the time?
just that, just that one time in January
Got it.
when he, and that was the other thing I told him. I was like, and according to your schedule and how things work for you, it sounds like I'm only gonna ever be the one that comes out to see you.
Got it. Yeah. Well,
And he
because
was
he
like,
needs to be, I guess, on beck and call. He's not
yeah.
allowed to say, like, oh, I went here. And if he does, he lies and says he's going to see his parents or something.
Well, and the other thing is with the military, they can't leave like 70 miles outside of their post, their
Got it.
base
Okay.
right now because of COVID. So
Got
I
it.
was like, now with that in play, like, I was like, I'm not going down to Key West. Like, fuck that. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one spending money. And he was like, well, I did ask if you wanted to come down here in July. And I was like, you asked if I wanted to come visit you in the middle of a fucking pandemic
Yeah.
in one of the hottest spots
Mm-hmm.
where I live in California and I need to like be on my A game to go back to work, which I
Mm-hmm.
don't know when that's going to happen.
Right.
So no, I'm not going to fucking Key West in the
And
middle of a,
wasn't this after he had you fly out and then had you go home?
this, this was after he thought we were back together. And he was like, well, maybe you can come down. I'll buy you a ticket. And I was like, no, I don't. Mm-mm.
No. So you can change your mind and ask
So
me
you
to
can,
leave?
so you can buy it just so I can come in to fuck you and then leave the minute we're done. Like I'll still be dripping come out when I'm on the plane. Like, no, get the fuck out of here. Like seriously.
Oh my God. Funny though.
But that's
So, since him, have you had like any sex during this quarantine situation?
I have had a sex,
A sex?
one sex.
A single sex? Oh my God. Was it scary? Because like I am
No.
dying to have sex, but I'm terrified of COVID. I feel like I'm the only one left for some reason. But I'm like, no random penis is worth me maybe dying.
Well, so the thing is, I like as soon as I got back to LA like a month and a half ago, because I came back for like a short time for a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back in Tennessee now. I did work on something for like a day and they have to test you. So I just tested negative
Got you.
and I was like, fuck this, I'm going on Hinge. So I like start a Hinge profile.
Yeah.
And days and days of swiping and of course nothing. And then I go on another job and they have to test me for that. So I'm like, oh, I just tested negative again. I don't even fucking care about work. I'm just trying to get laid. And I like trying to get the dick. I start like messaging with this guy on like a Sunday. And he was like, well, why don't you come over for dinner on like Wednesday night? And I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. Fucking kill me, whatever. I don't give a shit at this point.
Rona my ass.
I was like, whatever. And he was like, he's a golf instructor here at like Balboa. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, all right, cool. He was like, well, I have to get tested like every 2 days. And he like sent, or every week or something. He had just sent me his recent test. So I was like, all right, I'm fine. Don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I went over to his house for dinner and
What did he
sex.
make? Did he make it or did you order food?
We just had like chicken salads, like nothing crazy.
Just chicken salads. How was the sex? How was the dick? Tell me everything.
Yeah.
Oh no!
So there's a lot of layers to this one.
You bring me so much happiness.
I'm glad my failed love life.
It's not just you, man. I just got over the worst. I was in like a relationship-ish thing, and then he pulled back, and it was a whole thing, and we broke up, and he's an asshole. So that was really fun. I'll tell you
Cool.
about that later. My listeners have heard enough about that. They don't need to hear the story again. But please unwrap the layers in which this story is.
So we start. I'll tell you. We'll start from the beginning. I feel like I have to.
So excited.
So we start like messaging each other on Hinge, and he's like a quick responder. So I was
Okay.
like, oh God, like this is. And it was Sunday afternoon, and he was like, "Do you mind if I just call you?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever, that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
here's my number." Sure. So we actually talked. We were on the phone. I really want to say this, and I don't know how, and I don't understand why, and I think I'm maybe getting it. I am a really good listener, and people like to talk to me for about 5 hours on the phone.
Oh, Jesus. That's unfortunate for you.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
So you
is.
don't want to be an asshole and be like, so bye. But also like, yikes.
Uh, Super McYikes. Yeah. So we get on the phone, and I'm thinking like, oh, it's just gonna be a quick little chat. Next thing I know,
Yeah.
5 hours later, I'm like, I fucking hate talking on the phone. Ugh.
I would have just been like, oh, what I do, was it a phone call or a FaceTime?
It started off as a phone call, then it went
Uh-huh.
into a FaceTime.
Next time, just like go away from the FaceTime screen to where it pauses and then be like, oh my gosh, my sister's calling me. I have to answer. And then you have a reason to get out, and you can just text and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was on the phone with her for so long. She's having issues, blah, 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 blah.
Well, like an hour into our conversation, I had just bought like these new edibles.
Oh,
And so I took like 2 of them, and I was just like, yeah, whatever, man. Like super
what
cool.
edibles?
They're just a different flavor gummy, but they were like all sativa.
Oof. Sativa kills me, man. I'm a
Oh,
straight
see,
indica girl.
indica, I will be asleep for like 10 hours.
Sativa like makes it like heightens my anxiety, which is not what
Yeah.
I'm using
See,
weed
for
for.
me, it was just like a perfect, like I'm stoned, but I'm function like I'm
Yeah.
awake. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna pass out.
that's what sativa is great for, because it's like the working creative
Oh,
weed.
yeah. I also bought like this THC cold brew.
Mm.
So I had that, and then I took like 2 edibles while I was on the phone with him.
So
And
you're
I
just
just like
like,
sitting on my couch, like, yeah, just keep talking, buddy. Like, go for it.
what the fuck was he even talking about?
Like his whole entire life and everything, and how he's been sober for 12 years.
Oh,
For me, which I was like, okay, this, whatever,
yeah.
like shouldn't be a problem, because he was like, yeah, when you come over, like bring a bottle of wine. It doesn't bother me.
Oh, okay. So it's not that type of like sober
Yeah,
where it's
like
like can't
sober
have it
because
around.
right.
Yeah.
Um, and then like, okay, so that was Sunday. I finally hung up with him because I actually did have somewhere to be. And then for like the next couple days until I went over to his house for dinner, he would call me like every morning, and we
Oh.
talked for like an hour. And I was like,
Hmm.
it's kind of nice. Like I was just bitching about not having enough communication, and now I'm getting all the communication.
Yeah. And then some.
So, and then some. Well, before I go to his house, like we kind of did like sex a little bit, and he would like send me dick pics, and I was like, this man has a monster dick.
Nice. Fuck yeah. Was it the one you sent me?
Which one?
I don't know. There was a really big one, and I was like, that wouldn't fit inside me. And you were like, it's the way he's holding it.
The guy in the hat? Or was he wearing like black t-shirt?
No, this was just a strictly dick photo. There wasn't like I must have not seen this guy's dick. So send
Then
it to me
yes.
later.
Then it was that one.
Oh, it was. Okay, cool. Continue.
Yeah, that one. So go to his house. We didn't even eat yet, and like sit down, chit chat for like a few minutes. And of course, like he starts making the moves, and we start making out. And he was like, we should probably just do this before we eat, because like if we eat, like I'm probably gonna want to have sex on a full stomach. And I was like, okay.
Maybe like don't say that out loud. Just make the moves, but okay.
I was like, okay, cool. So, and like we were on the couch, like making out, and he was like, all right, like, so we should just go to my bedroom. So I was like,
Smooth.
so smooth.
First you tell me you don't want to fuck me with a full stomach, and now you're just like, all right, well, let's head to the bedroom. Like, what the fuck?
So there's also like a lot of other things about this dude that he is a really sweet guy and I will probably be friends, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't think like nothing will ever.
Yeah.
His house decor is that of a 50-year-old single cat lady. He has Live, Love, Laugh posted, painted on stones under his TV. He has like 5,000 candles. His linens are pressed, hanging on pant hangers, color coded in his linen cabinet. In his linen cabinet, he has
What's a
his
linen cabinet?
no, like a hanging pant, like linen, like his fucking sheets and duvets are like
Hanging?
hanging. Yes,
You just you
yes.
just you just fold them and put it. You roll and
You
fold,
roll them and you
and then you
shove.
throw.
Okay.
Oh my
He
god.
has um a little bit of there's some OCD in there.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it
There
sounds yeah.
there's that, and then there's like his bathroom counters, like everything is in like these crystal, so he has like mouthwash and like this crystal thing, and then
Like a
there's
thing you'd see
little,
cognac in.
pretty much, yeah. Then there's like little cups, and then there's like, everything that like it's like a hotel,
That's
but like
wild.
a 50-year-old cat lady. Like he doesn't have cats, he has a dog, but like a little fluffy like Maltipoo dog.
A
And
guy
she
that's
is,
into live, laugh, love.
I know.
Did you?
No, there's no signs of it whatsoever
No, no, not
until
that.
you walk in.
I would have asked, like, did you did
Oh, I
you
did. I
like
was
accumulate this from like a woman that died or something?
I did. I was cracking up. Like his home decor is very kind of like a little restoration hardware pottery barn-ish, like, big chunky dark heavy wood and like big sconces that are like
Oh,
very beige and brown and
yeah.
okay.
Interesting.
So I see that under the TV, and so he has like, a low entertainment center, and he has this like tray that has pebbles, and then the rocks are painted that say live, love, laugh. And then underneath that, where like the cable boxes or whatever DVD player, there's another one that says dream and another one that says believe. I was in tears, crying, laughing at how fuck. And he was like, "Oh, are you laughing at my live, love, laugh?" And I was like, I don't even know what to say.
I'm
I,
living, I'm
I
loving, I'm laughing.
I'm dreaming and believing. I sometimes a little bit in disbelief right now, but and
But
he
I'm
was like,
trying.
he goes, yeah, I know, I went through that phase like everyone else did. And I was like, no, honey,
No, no,
that's
no,
like,
no.
no.
50-year-old housewife moms go through
Divorcee.
this. Yeah, like
Divorcees.
nobody goes through this. This isn't
Mm-mm.
a phase. This is a
Yeah,
lifestyle you chose, and you chose live, laugh, love.
yeah, you chose that cupcake. So just to paint like a mental picture.
Mm.
Now here's the funny
I'm
thing.
loving the mental pictures today.
So that's his home decor.
Okay.
He himself, he's a very good looking guy. And
Okay.
for me, like, he is a hip hop DJ,
Oh, okay.
but like he used to do a lot of stuff like years ago. Now he only like does it for charity events. So
Oh,
his style is kind of like hip hop, but
okay.
he's also a golf instructor.
And a live, laugh, lover.
Yeah.
A new term I love.
He's a 3Ler. Triple L.
The three L's. Oh my
So
god.
so anyways, so that's my description of him.
Okay.
Okay, so so we go to have sex. We go in his room. He
The
keeps his
very
t-shirt on.
planned sex.
Very, very planned, very decided out. I lay on the bed. I'm trying to get into it. Foreplay lasted about 5 minutes, and sex
Oh.
lasted about another 5.
Oh.
And then
The
he
flyby
proceeds.
fruiting.
But like the funny thing is, before that, like we were talking about like sex and everything, and he was like, "Yeah, I just don't understand how people can have sex for like an hour. Like it just seems like such a waste of time." He's also super high energy, like high anxiety, high energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of that is like the sobriety, like channeling itself like in
Yeah.
different outlets.
Yeah.
And it's like he always has to be doing something, which
Mm.
drives me insane because I'm just like, I'm just gonna lay on the couch and drink my
Yeah.
wine. Like,
Yeah.
you do you.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean the dick was great. It was not nearly as big as the picture made it look, but it was
Same.
still big. It was still
Yeah.
big.
Yeah.
Um,
That shit looked wild.
but very like I laid on my back. He did a little pump pump. We was done.
I would imagine you didn't come.
I well, I did. I mean, I hadn't had sex in 5 months, four
Okay, so you
months.
did.
So I did for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. Well, incredible. Well, at
Yeah.
least you got yours. It wasn't
Yeah.
amazing, but
But I was like, I easily could have came like 7 more times.
right. Do you like
Like,
to have sex for an hour?
if it's good, I'll go to town.
How long until your vagina's like, we're closing up shop?
It's
Thank you so much for coming.
I don't think it's really a time thing. I think it depends on like how many times I've come. Like, I
Yeah.
think there was one time I came like 9 or 10 times, and I was like, all right, we a little dry. we
Yeah.
oh,
Nope, you're here.
yeah.
You're good.
So okay. So that's when it's like maybe we should take a break. Maybe we should like rehydrate.
Yeah.
Um,
Spit on a hand or something.
yeah. But like then there was this one time I like had sex with this guy and we probably fucked for like 2 hours. And
Mm-mm, mm-mm. Get out. Get the fuck out of me.
oh no, like he's the only guy that ever made me squirt. And I
Oh.
was like, oh yeah, yeah, like we can do this. Like,
Oh.
let's try it again.
I learned about squirting from TikTok. So apparently, there's these glands
Mhm.
like on the outside of our bladder or like on the outside of something, and they hold
Yeah,
some kind of clear liquid that
yeah,
then like goes into your bladder and then comes out of that hole. So
yeah.
it's not pee, but it
No.
does come out of the same hole
Hmm.
and it can have pee in it. I didn't know
No
any of
idea.
this shit. I was like, that's
Really?
why this makes sense. Well, yeah, because like I was like, because it happened, and I'm like, this is clear. It's not pee, but all
Yeah.
guys are like, it's pee, but I'm like, I don't think it's pee. I'm pretty sure it's not pee. And
And
then
honestly, if it might like if there's a trace of pee in it, like that would be normal.
yeah,
In
well,
the same way that
yeah,
like if a guy like because it comes out of the same hole for a guy.
exactly. Yes,
So it's
yeah,
basically the same thing.
yeah. I just didn't know the whole thing about the glands and the bladder and all
Yeah.
that. I had no idea it was working that way. I feel like for
Yeah.
me, after I've come, because like I can't, I'm not a big like, because you can come just from like penetration, right?
After clitoral.
Okay. Because like it's hard for me to come because I have a lot of anxiety, so I think I'm in my head a lot and I'm like thinking
Probably.
a lot and it's getting in the way of me just like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
enjoying
100%.
it. Yeah.
100%.
Um. So fuck, I forgot what I was saying. My stoner brain.
Squirting glands.
Oh, yeah, I would say like maybe 40 minutes max for me, and then my
Hmm.
vagina's like tapping out. It's like I can't handle anymore.
Yeah, and like I said, it all depends on like if he's too big
Yeah,
having sex for like an hour, I'm like, okay, we're a little raw.
yeah, we're good.
But like average size, like, yeah, I could do like 2 hours.
Okay. Um, I 2 hours is so long to me. My God. I did a little this or that with sex questions that I made up. It's not very
Okay.
long, but it's gonna be fun.
Okay.
Doggy style or on top?
Ooh, depends on the dick, but probably on top.
I have a better chance of coming on top than I do in doggy, but I love doggy style. There's something
I
about
do
the whole
too.
like the arch of the back and like the slutty like turn around and like look whole thing and like
Oh,
my hair. I love it.
if I want to come on top, if I want him to come doggy,
There you go. Yeah,
that's.
that'll make it happen.
Hmm.
Um, do you do a lot of reverse cowgirl?
I hate river. Like it does not feel good for me.
It doesn't really feel. I've done it once, and when I did it, the guy was like, that was amazing. And I was like, I've never done that before. And then he called me a liar. He's like, you're lying. You were so good at that. There's no way. You're just saying that. I was like, it's not that hard to turn around on a penis and move.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me though.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's not hitting any different
it's not,
spots.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. Penetration or like normal sex or like getting eaten out.
Ooh, oral.
Same, because I'm gonna come.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
hopefully, if they know what
Oh,
they're
no,
doing. Refer to my last episode of when I demonstrated how to lick a vagina.
Oh.
Things got real. Well, because I was talking about like the flat tongue thing. I hate when they eat that. I hate that. You need to like, you need to use your tongue to do stuff. You can't just like, that's not, don't lick it like an envelope. That isn't good.
Yeah.
Swallow or spit?
On average, spit.
Really?
Yeah, I've only swallowed for like 3 people.
Do you spit it back on them?
Just wherever, probably my tit. Like, just let it come out of my mouth.
Oh.
I'm not like a swish swish spit. It's like a let it.
Oh,
fall.
it's like a sexy thing.
Yeah.
Why was I? Wait, has all of my life the spit thing not meant like disposing of it in a trash can?
Oh no, I just like let it like dribble down my mouth.
That's
like,
hot. Taking a page from your book. Maybe I'll do that. But then, see, here's my thing. I'm not big on it. Like, I'm not big on cum in my mouth anyway.
I'm not either.
So that's why, like, I could even gag talking about it. That's why, like, the second it's in my mouth, I'm like, ugh, I'm gagging thinking about it.
Okay. So
but I just want to get
like
it back. So the thought of it and dribble it.
Stop it, because I'm gonna do it too. I was like that for so long, up until maybe like 2 years ago. Like, even with my ex-fiance, I never swallowed. I never even like put it in my mouth. Like, I sucked his dick, but I never like let him come in my mouth.
Are you like I thought you were.
I have shallow gag reflex.
Got it. Do you like to like get on your knees and get showered and come? Is that a vibe for you?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. What's your like favorite? Well, the next one was come in or get come on.
In. I love the feeling.
Spooks me, even though I'm on the pill. So.
Well, you're super anxiety. I'm not.
I'd love to take a page from that book, but I can't. I just wasn't wired that way. Shower sex or pool sex? Both are awful, but I figured I'd ask.
Yeah, both are awful, but shower over pool.
Pool's gross.
I mean, it's clean but gross.
It's just
the chlorine. The chlorine inside me, I'm just like, oh.
And the water and the vagina, they don't go together when they're wet. So it's not a cute moment. No. Send nudes or get nudes?
Ooh. I love me a good dick pic.
Because like I don't really give a shit about dick pics, but I like sending nudes.
I mean, I like that's equal. That's a tie.
Okay. All right. I'll allow it. Soft and romantic sex or like rough
oh my God,
sex?
No. God, no. Rough. Okay, so that was the other thing. That was the other thing with the last guy. It was very like trying to be like passionate.
He was live, laugh, loving you, babe.
He was live, laugh, loving me. He was dreaming and believing, and I was just like, no, I don't do passion. Sorry, unless
please
like
don't look me in the eye.
Yeah, unless it's a serious relationship, like no.
Unless you're looking me in the eye while you're choking me, we're good.
Great.
Dirty talk or silence?
Oh, dirty talk.
Yeah.
Silence is awkward.
It's so strange. Like, there was this one guy that I had sex with, and he, like, wouldn't tell me that he came.
That's weird.
And I would just still be going. And then he'd be like, oh, no, yeah, I came. And I'm like, okay. Why didn't you tell me? Like, I've just been, like, bobbing around over here. Like, let a bitch
That's
know.
Weird.
It was so strange every time. Like, I didn't
weird.
Know lingerie or fully naked?
Naked.
Same. I don't even really have lingerie. I'm not really that bitch because like it's just gonna come off anyway.
I do, and it can be fun, but it's not my go-to.
Handcuffs or blindfolded? Someone's walking up the steps and it's loud. I'm sorry.
Blindfold.
I don't like that. I need to see. It's probably my
Mm.
anxiety.
Oh, I like
It's happening.
the like. Oh, suddenly there's a dick in your mouth. You're like, ooh. Oh, but now
It's like
there's hot wax
it's
on me.
like a
Ooh.
roller coaster with different drops. You're like, woo! Didn't know that was there.
Oh,
That's
there's a popsicle in my pussy. Woo.
that's so funny.
You just never
Uh,
know.
Vibrating bullet or dildo?
Oh, vibrating bullet.
Same. Sex in the woods or sex in a cab?
Ooh, woods.
Splinters. Well, I guess you're not just having sex on wood.
We're not like on the tree.
Bring a
Like if we're
blanket.
for camping or something.
Yeah, because in a cab, there's another man there.
Yeah.
And that's awkward.
And it probably smells like pine trees.
Yeah. I mean, or what if it were in a car and
Oh,
not a
in a car for
cab?
sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Older partner or younger partner?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Oh man. The Mrs. Robinson in me would say younger because they're fun to teach, but the older ones know what they're doing most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, older.
Okay. I love that it took so much thought, though. Uh,
Yeah,
Small penis or premature ejaculation?
premature.
Lube or spit?
Spit.
That's all I have. And I'm a spit person too. I'm not gonna waste time and money on lube. And I feel like my vagina does not react well to like some lubes. Like it's like I hate this. So I'd
Oh,
rather spit.
there's one or two that I have that are really good that you would actually like because I was the same way for a while, but they're Honey Pot makes one that it basically is it feels like it's your own lube.
Oh, well,
It's a
that
water,
sounds
yeah,
great.
yeah, it's fantastic. It's
'Cause I
not
feel like
sticky, it's not
I
gross.
feel like every lube claims to be the best, and then I use it, and I'm like, I hated that.
No, and you know the thing with Honey Pot, like that whole line is like it's all like vagina care for like pH balance.
I had
And I
no
use
idea.
like their vagina wash and it's amazing.
I need to switch and use that then.
Yeah,
I'm using
so
like the
the
Vagisil something.
no, the Honey Pot stuff is amazing.
Hmm.
Um and they have a lube that it's like yeah, it helps with like pH, especially during sex.
Yeah,
It's
I
amazing.
definitely need that. Literally every time I have sex, I like cuddle for a hot minute, and then I'm like, okay, I have to go wash my vagina now so I don't get a yeast infection because now my pH balance is off.
Yeah,
So
try the Honey Pot stuff. It's really amazing.
I definitely will. Thank you so much for coming and being on my show. This was
You're
amazing.
welcome.
I'm still so shook about the plane situation. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even know. Holy shit. So that's it for Aquaman.
Aquaman.
That's
Aquaman.
it for he has swam away. Does Aquaman swim?
Sure.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
swam away.
He
That's it.
swam away.
He swam away. If you are not already following me, you can find me everywhere at Little Baby Kate's. If you would like extra videos, early podcasts, early videos, go ahead and sign up for my Patreon, patreon.com/littlebabykates. I am starting a new show called Baked and Baking. It will be coming out soon. I cleaned my kitchen, so it's all happening.
Wow.
Record a theme song that I wrote. It's going to be really, really ridiculous. It's going to be fun. And if you want to go on iTunes, give me a 5-star review. Let me know how you feel about the show. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to see you again next Tuesday. Go out, be the best person you can be, and suck as much dick as you possibly can.
Bye.